Welcome. I am your host, Vicky, and we are on our very first episode of Kitch Alchemy. You guys could have been anywhere else watching any other channel, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. So let's get into it. All right, you guys. So for my lovies that are here from Instagram, you will remember late last year, I put out a poll actually, asking chicken ramen or the beef chuck roast for my very first episode. And the beef chuck roast won by 1 vote. So I'm sticking to it. We're gonna do the chuck roast first, even though I really wanted to do the ramen. That's all right. So we're starting out with our beef boneless chuck roast. In the cookbook coming out this year, it will be called the Thick roast. So here's all the ingredients we're gonna need for today. You're gonna need your seasonings. Now just use what you have in the pantry. I like to switch up the flavors, but today this is what I'm feeling. So we have a little spice house, we got some Creole seasoning. You'll need some red cooking wine. If you don't have this, you can substitute with just any cheap red wine, or you could substitute with 2 cups of chicken broth. You'll need an onion, garlic, carrots, celery, and that's it, you guys. Oh, and a little avocado oil. So we're gonna start by prepping our ingredients. Now, some people, you know, when it comes to carrots, they want to peel it, but you totally don't have to. You don't have to peel it. I'm gonna peel it though. We're gonna take about two large carrots. So we're gonna peel these, chop the ends off of the celery, and we'll be right back. People feel, you know, that washing the meat, which is basically rinsing it off to just clear any impurities or any remaining blood. Some people don't like it. I do that. I do this for beef and seafood and poultry, so it's completely up to you. If you did rinse your chuck roast off, be sure to give it a good pat dry with some paper towels. And now we're gonna go ahead and season it. Starting with our Creole blend here. Now notice this meat is thick, so you want to season it generously. Don't be shy. Now, you know, don't kill yourself, but don't be shy. Also, you guys, for my viewers that eat meat, it's important to pick the best quality that you can afford. Not all animals are raised the same, and also not all animals are processed with the same care, right? So this came from the local butcher, but if that's not necessarily in your budget, or if there is no local butcher nearby, then just make do with the best quality that you can. Maybe look for grass-fed. Be sure to do that. Now, the shawarma seasoning. I picked this one for today. It has coriander, sumac, cumin, cinnamon, cardamom, pepper. The sweetness, not only in the scent, like the aromatics, it's a really good complement to the spice and the Creole blend. So that's why I picked these 2 today. And then we're just gonna finish with some French gray sea salt. Again, this is a thick cut, so don't be shy. See how we have all this extra? Like a sponge, you're just gonna sop it up. You know how your granddaddy used to do with the biscuits. in the gravy. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All right, so here we go. Make sure that's all pressed in, and we are ready to sear. For cooking oil, I know a popular thing in the culinary world is to use olive oil, but olive oil actually should not be used at high heat. This avocado oil is a high heat cooking oil. So, and it's very neutral in taste, so that's what we're gonna use today. I have a Lodge little enameled cast iron. So we're just heating up about 1 tablespoon of avocado oil in there, and we will be searing the meat first. Make sure you have your oven preheated to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. We are going to scorch or brown the outer edges of the meat. We're not trying to cook it through. We just want a nice brown color. And believe me, this helps with the overall flavor. Searing keeps all the juices locked inside until you're ready to eat it, and it always tastes better. So just put in the extra effort, you guys. Believe me, it's delicious. Now our vegetables here, we will be tossing these into the pot after we sear the meat. The reason why is because you want the entire surface of the meat to be browned in the skillet. You don't want this to block any part of the meat while you're searing it. So a good trick I learned, if you want to see if it's ready, you take an onion. All right, we hear it. So it's ready to go. I'm gonna take it. You want to hear that sound. We're gonna turn on our fan here and set our timer for 2 minutes. Nothing wrong with setting a timer. All right, you guys, so we have our timer on. Again, 2 minutes on each side. If you are following along live, this is a great pause point. You should pause the video, do your searing on all sides, and I'll see you in a few minutes. I grew up in a family of women that could cook. My mom, hey mama, by the way, I grew up having home cooked meals maybe 5-6 days a week. So I developed a love for good home cooking. Plus, y'all know I'm from the South. So good home cooking from a very early age. So we have seared it. We're gonna set it to the side. You know, don't kill yourself with the smoke. Add a little bit of water here to deglaze. You want all those nice little scorchy charred bits. You really want that. So just add a little bit of water to deglaze the bottom, and then we're gonna add our vegetables. Oh, y'all like my plates? Oh. All right, so what we're gonna do here, we're just gonna, there we go. We're just gonna very briefly stir these around, making sure everything gets coated. Just continue scraping the bottom. All right, and then, again, if you don't have a red cooking wine, this is about 2 cups. You can use 2 cups of chicken broth. Add it all to the pan. Now, one more little stir here. We're gonna wait until we see little bubbles on the surface, and then we're gonna turn off the heat. So you see the little bubbles on the surface? That's good. That's what we want. So we're gonna turn the heat off. Take your roast carefully and add it back to the pot. There we go. Make sure it's down in there really good. Now we're gonna cover it. Into the oven, 300 degrees. Actually, we can go ahead and lower it to, you can keep it at 300, but I lower it at this point to 275. I just like to make sure the oven is perfectly hot. And the goal here, you guys, is low and slow. So you'll notice we didn't do 350, 475, none of that. We keep the temperature nice and low, 275 or 300. And we're gonna set a timer here for 3 hours. Hit start. Now, you may be thinking, oh, Vicky, you forgot the carrots. Listen, I didn't forget the carrots. Exactly halfway through the 1 hour, 30-minute mark, we are going to add our carrots to the outer rim of the pot. So again, set a separate timer, maybe on your phone. 1 hour, 30 minutes. I'll see you in a little bit. We're about 1.5 hours in, and we're gonna add our carrots to the mix. So we've been keeping these in the fridge while we are letting the delicious roast cook. If you're following along, your house should be smelling fantastic at this point. So, taking it out. Lift the top. This is what you should be seeing at this point. Smelling real good. Now from here, we're just gonna take our carrots, and carefully, you don't want to splash yourself. Don't be in my comments talking about how you almost died splashing yourself with the juice, because I'm gonna giggle. I'm gonna ask if you're all right, but I am gonna laugh. All right. Put those all around. All right. Perfect. Now, at this point, before we put it back in for our last hour, so we went a little more than halfway, but for this last hour, you can taste test the broth and see how you like the seasoning. This will be the point to do that. So, hold on, here we go, cameraman. Wow. Blow it.
Oh my God.
You like the way the broth tastes at this point, you're good to go. If you need to add a pinch more salt or pepper, feel free to do that, but I love it exactly how it is. So back in the oven, fully covered for the last hour. Our final product, very tender, very juicy, delicious. Your carrots should be nice and soft, but not too soggy. Now, if you do like really, really soft carrots, then of course you can add them at the beginning of the cooking time. But I like there to still be a little bit of firmness. So if you guys give this recipe a try, definitely tag me on Instagram. I have all my information below, and I will see you guys very soon for episode number 2. Bye.